Hello. It's been a long while since I saw you guys and I missed you so much. Thank you for viewing my content, and this is Ronald Sima. And wow, I don't remember the last time I was here and had set up like this. It's been a really long time. I think it's been a month. Yeah, I had a working excursion and I've been traveling around my country, Uganda, and yeah, from north to south, from east. I've not yet gone to the east, but hey, I was in the west and I went all around trying to map all the crater lakes in the Great Western Rift Valley. So my friend, I had myself a great time. I went to the hot springs, I went to Kyaninga. I got to learn about so many things in that area, and some of them really make you happy and some of them make you so surprised, and you even ask yourself, what does the word fair even mean? But hey, I think for the world to be the word fair does not have to be in existence. And for those of you who like my content, hey, feel free to. I'm going to stop, by the way, asking people to subscribe. If you really find this content really good enough, do what you have to do. And if you don't really find it good enough, please don't you. I mean, all the time bugging people, asking them to subscribe and all this kind of stuff. I think I've upgraded from it. I think I've outgrown it. You can view. It's not about me making the money at the end of the day or cashing in a check. It's all about making the world a better place. And if you really think that my content makes the world a better place, hey, do the needful. If you don't, if you feel you have to criticize, please go ahead. But I've stopped asking people to like, to subscribe. It's all up to you. And for those of you guys who create me good content, Envato Orange 83, Jose's Orange makes me great sound, and Ben Sound, I love you so much, and it's been a great pleasure you being there. And I'm back to talk about something. I'll be right back. Cheers. This one goes out to all my countrymen. As long as you are a person who has been a victim of colonialism. Now, there's a book I was reading, and it was talking about this guy that trekked all around Africa, and when he would speak to some Africans, they would look at him and they say, really, you also got colonized? And he said, yeah. In Poland, we also were colonized, and they could not believe him. But hey, if you know that you've ever been a victim of colonization, welcome aboard. And today I'm going to be talking about NeoColonialism. And it's a very, very annoying thing. I think people would rather be colonized instead of people being neo-colonized, or people being in a situation of neocolonialism, because it is so annoying. I'm not going to even call it that it's an act by proxy. It is more of indoctrination. Now, why do you get indoctrination? Sometimes people are indoctrinated to certain things because of certain values, to follow certain things because they benefit them in the long run. But now I'm asking myself, why do we get indoctrinated to certain things, yet we do not benefit from them? And then you find some people complaining all the time and saying, we're being exploited and all this kind of stuff. But you have put yourself into a place where you're always going to be a slave of sorts, or you're always going to be ruled over by someone by proxy. And this is neocolonialism. Now, if I may ask people out there, wherever you are, be it Nigeria, be it Ghana, be it South Africa, be it Poland, if you've ever been, I say this is all about people who have ever been colonized. Why would you still let yourself be a neo-colonized person? What does it still bring to you? I mean, colonialism was bad enough and you put it off. Then why are you still a victim of colonialism, of neo-colonialism? And we go straight. Now, it is quite a big topic that I even had to jot down a couple of things, and maybe I could look at them and remember them. And I am a fundamental person, and I always love going down to things and understanding how these things really come to be. And I believe that the best way to treat an ailment is going to the causes, and the best way to uproot a stubborn weed is by going to the root, and then you will uproot it, and then you will get rid of it. Now, what is the root or root cause of neo-colonialism behavior? And it goes straight down. I don't even think the colonialists or maybe they subconsciously did it, but I don't really think they intended to neo-colonize us even after they had left. But hey, I think it worked. I think it worked. And any person who is still a victim of neo-colonialism, you are utterly stupid. And I'm not sorry about that. You are utterly stupid. And how does colonialism, neo-colonialism, come to get down into our bones? It starts with our school system. Remember, school is a chain that is really well woven. Whoever came up with the process of school was a really very, very intelligent person and fundamental person. Now, your parent goes to school, your grandparent goes to school, your great-grandparent, if they got a chance, they went to school. So you find that the system that all generations are going to be going through is just going to evolve, but it all stems from the same grassroots or from the same gene or root. Now you find that colonialism is imparted to us through our parents. And into those parents, they're teachers, they're doctors, they're civil servants, they're all sorts of people. And all of them are neo-colonized. And all of them are believing that they have to wear a suit to work. But if you fundamentally ask yourself, why do Africans honestly wear suits? Why? These people, the Europeans, live in an environment where it's very cold and you need to have cover. Now, you have to cover yourself to the extent that you even wear a tie to make sure that your neck is not exposed so that you insulate yourself properly. Why does an African who lives in sometimes 35 degrees, sometimes 40 degrees, have to wear a suit? Why do you wear that? But the reason why you still wear it, and you find offices, you find entities, you find institutions making it a must, making it something that it's a dress code that must be, you have to wear a suit. Go to banks, go to aviation, go to all those places. But don't you think we should be wearing something that is more conducive with our weather? But it's just because we are colonial, for lack of a better word. I wish I'd found a word that I would put there, but I mean, it's even more than stupid. So, why should someone wear a suit? I one time was having a stroll on one of our streets, and on that street is called Speak Road, and the hotel there is called Speak Hotel. And then this person asked me, why is this one named after a Western name? And I said it was named after the European, the British explorers, John Speke and Richard Barton. I said, okay. So we continued with the stroll. And I asked, you do not know them? And they asked me, what for? But do you realize that an African child gets punished at school for not remembering at the examination who were the explorers that came to Uganda? to discover the source of the Nile. Fuck you. Excuse my language. Fuck you. Discover. You mean he came and discovered it and there was no black man to ever see the source of the Nile? There was a black man. There were black people who lived on Lake Victoria, Lake Nalubale, before even the Europeans called it after their Queen Victoria. Lake Nalubale, and they named it, its name Nalubale, and they were having a livelihood over there. They would fish, they would get water, it was theirs. How do you come and say that you discovered it? But unless also Africans are accepting to be stupid buffoons and they accept that this man came and discovered the place. Maybe he discovered it for the European people, for the British people. He did not discover it for the Africans. So he did not discover it for the world. But we have studied this in school until recently, when stupid Africans woke up and said, oh, sorry, they didn't discover it. There was a black man there. 2, at work, you find people who are proficient at what they do, very proficient practically. My best example always I give is my mechanic. Someone who goes ahead and tells you and asks you, troubleshoots, diagnoses your car cooling system on phone, and tells you if that is the case, you're going to need a radiator. You're going to need a new radiator, but for now, all you have to do is pour curry powder in your radiator, and it shall be able to take you for a while. This is not fucking taught in school. It's not taught in school. But because this man has not gone to school to learn and have a piece of paper that is typed on with ink, which can be forged anytime and anywhere, so you're going to regard him not qualified. According to me, qualification is the capability for someone to do something proficiently. But it's quite a huge pity that neo-colonists sit in those stupid offices wearing European suits for winter or winter environment and start vetting people about qualification using a piece of paper and ink. What is that? And after that, you start accusing the West for exploiting you. You have refused to come out of a cage, even if you were given the keys to the padlock to get out of the cage. If I were a European, I would treat stupid Africans the same way. Or stupid colonies the same way. Because, I mean, you've just chosen to be stupid. You've just chosen to be stupid. Some countries like where I come from, if you do not speak English fluently, then you are not sophisticated. Has a British person ever felt sophisticated because they speak your local language? But because you're so stupid, you have accepted these things and you go by them. And after that, you start accusing the West. The West is exploiting us. I'm working on a project with people that are older than me. But one thing that is annoying me so much about these people is how they are not just respecting the client, but are literally trembling towards the client. Do you realize that this fucking client cannot do certain things without you, the service provider? Do you realize that? And after that, we get up and start saying that business is failing because clients are not treating us like we have to be. And you find people saying, no, we are service providers and we ought to be treated in a good way. Do you know where you've put yourself? There are many, many shells on the shelf. You've chosen to put yourself in the last shell on the floor. And when rodents come and manage to get into that shelf, you say, no, I was put into the shelf. I'm into the shelf. You could have put yourself in the upper shelf where rodents would not get up and tamper with you. These people literally fear the client. They literally fear the client. So my friend, all these examples to show you that you are the cause of your problems. No one has put you into this place. You are the cause of these problems. The third thing is with all these practices, you get to find that we fall away from mere neocolonialism and put ourselves to being slaves by proxy. There was a time when a European put shackles onto your ankles and yoked you. Today, they left behind a virtual yoke and a virtual shackle. And today you follow. You make yourself slaves even to your fellow countrymen just because they are into places that are of a little bit higher status. But I keep asking myself, client and service provider, there's no big status there. If you're a plumber and you think someone working in the State House has a higher status, then you're a very stupid plumber. Because that person working in the State House is going to run out of that State House if their plumbing goes bad. Same incident happened once upon a time at Buckingham Palace. That is in the 18th during the reign of Queen Victoria and Albert. The sewage system in the palace got tampered with and the whole palace was shaken. It was a big improvement into the palace after they invented a better plumbing and toilet system or a better way to deal with the sewage. So if you're a service provider and you're leaking boots of your client and you're failing to show your client that we work together, I don't work for you, you don't work for me, we work together, then you're a very stupid service provider and you should not complain anything about exploitation because you've put yourself in a place where you ask, exploit me, exploit me, exploit me. With all those words, my name is Ronald Seaman. It's always a great pleasure having you here. And please come, view my content. I would love to thank you so much. Sheila, yeah, she's my newest subscriber. And Lawrence, yes, you subscribed. I saw you. Lawrence is one of the best guitarists, bass guitarists. Thank you for subscribing, my brother. And Sheila, thank you for subscribing. Hey, share this content if you really think that what I'm doing really makes a lot of sense to those people that you feel are appropriate to listen to these words. Let's better this world. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe because I promised you I'm not going to ask anyone to subscribe. If you really feel this content is really good and worth receiving it all the time, every time I upload, do the needful. I'm Ronald Sima. Thank you, Ben Sound, for the sound. Thank you, Joseph Arens, for the sound. Thank you, Pfizer Mostrix, for the sound. Audio Django and Vato. Those I didn't mention. It doesn't make you zero onto this platform. I love you so much. I'm Ronald Sima. Till next time.